You don't get out of shape because you're lazy. You get out of shape because your life changes, however, you don't adapt to that. Give me a second to explain that. Every time as a nurse, as I started increasing my hours, I noticed that my weight used to increase. And not in a good way. I used to get fat, bloated, and very tired all the time. And it seemed like the more hours I worked, the more out of shape I got. Just a quick backstory here. I've been a registered nurse in Canada for 7 years. I worked it all. I've worked in the ICU, emergency, cardiology, family medicine. I worked different positions where I went from full-time to 0.6, which is 60% of full-time, 70% of full-time, and even a casual position. I even did some travel nursing as well. And I noticed this pattern in my weight gain and my ability to stay fit. And the more time I had to myself, the more leaner I was, the more fit I was, the more healthier I was. However, the moment my hours increased, especially in acute settings such as ICU or emergency, and I noticed my body changing, I gained weight, I would feel more bloated and inflamed, and I just felt tired all the time. And I kept telling myself one thing, that once things calm down, I'll get back in shape. It's not a big problem. However, things never calm down. You're a healthcare worker in the healthcare field, and especially in the frontline field as a nurse, things are chaotic. There is never a perfect time. However, the turning point for all of this happened in August of 2025, where I accepted a new position as a training nurse at the ICU. And here, I was working full-time hours, so my 12-hour days were super draining because you're not just working physically, you're actually thinking a lot too, because it's a new environment and every little changes you make are affecting the patient very dramatically. So you're thinking, you're alert throughout the 12-hour shift. And this was leading me to burnout. I was gaining a lot of weight and I was getting very unhealthy. And I just felt tired all the time. So I realized that I need to do something to make this sustainable. And I caught myself slipping again. Just because I was so tired, I would just eat whatever I wanted. I would snack relentlessly throughout the 12-hour shift. I would skip my workouts because I just felt tired. And this led to this epiphany and realization that it's not nursing that's causing me to gain weight. It's that my lifestyle and my mentality is not fitting my nursing job. And I need to change my lifestyle and mentality so I can actually do nursing in a sustainable manner. So this time, instead of beating myself up for gaining the weight and looking tired all the time, I ended up making an actual plan that worked. So before I tell you how I changed all this and made my plan, let me just be real with you real quick. Nursing, it tests you really hard. You are tired all the time, your sleep is all over the place, you're stressed all the time, and food becomes a comfort thing. And then you tell yourself, it's okay if I eat now because I had a very long day. Or I'm gonna skip a workout today because I had a very long day. I feel tired, so I'm just gonna skip for the week. Oh, it's okay if I had one bad week because I'll come back next week stronger. And that never happens. It's never just 1 week. And then you realize 3 months are gone. And this is exactly what happened to me after full-time work. And it wasn't because I didn't care about my health. As you can see in my YouTube channel, I focus a lot on wellness, fitness, health, nursing, and self-improvement. It was just because I was trying to fit my normal schedule on my days off to my schedule in nursing, which is an abnormal schedule. And that's why it was never sustainable for me. And I ended up gaining weight multiple times throughout my nursing career. So this time, when I was working full-time in the ICU, I did 3 changes to my plan that actually worked. Number 1 is I recognized I don't have an hour before work or after work to actually work out. So you train when you have time. And this doesn't have to be a perfect workout. You don't have to work out an hour. You can work out 20 minutes, that's good. You can work out 30 minutes, that's even better. And as you can see, and my Instagram family already knows that if 40 minutes for me is ideal, but if that doesn't happen, I make it happen in 30 minutes or 20 minutes. It's just some form of movement is always better than no movement, especially as we're already walking a lot as a nurse. It's good to get those endorphins up as well from actually working out. So I started making some changes. I recognized I have a gym at the hospital. So during my breaks, I'm just gonna go for a quick workout and then that's it, I'm done for the day and I don't have to work out anymore. And this actually adjustment made the biggest difference. I got very consistent with my working out and strength training, and I do it about 5 to 6 times a week despite working full time in the ICU. Because something you have to recognize is that consistency always beats perfection, and your days off schedule is not even close to your days on schedule. So just try to, especially as a full-time worker, 3 out of the 7 days of the week you're working, and the rest you're trying to recover as well, not just work out. So if you can bring the workouts into your 3 12-hour shifts as well, that's so convenient. And because of that, I was able to empower myself to work out 5 to 6 times a week, every single week. And honestly, some of the most productive and good workouts came during 20 minutes instead of those hours that I spent at the gym on my days off. Number 2 is to count your calories. I get it, no one wants to count their calories, and I'm in the same boat, but just count them once with the variety of foods that you eat. Just because then you can start eyeballing things and recognizing how much calories are in a meal. For instance, for me, I just made sure I tracked all my calories on MyFitnessPal for the first week of my meal prepping. And then the next week, I just kind of knew like how much each things are for calories and my goals. So my goal was usually to maintain weight or lose weight. And then I can just eyeball according to that. And that was good enough. I was able to stay at a relatively fit state, and it worked. It is a tedious job. However, it increases your ability to stay intentional with what you eat and your awareness of what you're eating. And I think that is so powerful for a sustainable, healthy eating lifestyle in nursing. So number 3 is fix your just-in-case snacks. You know what I'm talking about. As a nurse, we all have a bunch of snacks in our bag for the just-in-case moments when we miss our break or even we miss the chance to pee. And it's a really busy day. We just go in our bag, take that chocolate, put it in our mouth, put a mask over, and get back to work. And that's fair. However, I want this one chocolate ends up being 10 chocolates in that 12-hour shift, and you're having the shift just-in-case snack every single day for the week. And that compounds because empty calories, there's a lot of sugar, a lot of calories, and your metabolism just slows down and it leads to weight gain. So what you can do is just upgrade the snack. I'm not saying don't snack, I'm saying upgrade it. For instance, you can have some dark chocolate, and then with that you can have high protein snacks as well, such as a protein bar, or you can have those nuts as well, being mindful of how many calories are in them. So just like making these little tweaks will make a big difference. So these are the 3 ways I made my lifestyle changes in nursing sustainable despite working full time. And it's helping me a lot. It's helping me stay relatively fit. It's helping me adapt to a lot of stressors at work, and it helps me with my energy levels and just looking good for my days off as well, where I can do a lot more than I did before. And yeah, that's basically how it should be. It should be you not forgetting to take care of yourself while taking care of others, and that's the best way to be the best nurse you can. So these are the 3 ways I finally made those lifestyle changes for myself despite working full-time hours in the ICU this time. And now I have higher energy levels, I feel a lot better. So remember, it's not your job's fault, it's your system's fault. And once you made those small tweaks in your system, your future self will thank you for it. If this video or if anything else that I post resonates with you, please don't forget to subscribe and also share my story with other individuals as well. This helps push my channel further, and it can maybe help others empower themselves the way I've empowered myself to become the best versions of themselves. And that's all this is all about. And don't forget, let's continue to grow together.